Let's
go shovel corn!
Candy Mountain, Charlie.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Charlie the Unicorn, me too.
Oh, no.
Did you really just steal my kidney?
It's a magical kidney, Charlie.
I bet most of you guys are as confused as I am on that. Finally got back in the fields, had a good day yesterday, made an absolute mess. Ran the dryer all day, got corn cooling out. Electricians are actually here right now, and they are getting our wet holding wired up because, well, so past 2 days we've had to run out of the overhead, and past 2 days we've caught the overhead and we're waiting on it. So can't wait to get this up and running. Got probably 4 rings of dry corn in there. It's not enough for our true cone, so we've got to get in there. We're going to have to level the bin, and then we'll pull the center out so that we can start, so that we'll have our cone set, and we'll be ready to start dumping wet corn in there as soon as these guys get this wired up for us. So we got to climb all the way up, hop into man door, and then all the way down. Your turn. Hey Kyle, take both shovels with you, so I don't have to.
That's a negative.
Oh, Dustin's already started. Oh no, he threw his shovel in. All right, guys. Now, when you're done and leveled, I'll open the door back up. I bet it just got pretty dark in there. All done yet? Watch out below! How far do I go?
Right there.
Right there?
Run that guy. Well, have fun getting out of that.
Live demonstration of how easily you can get trapped in grain.
I'm not stopping. Worse than quicksand.
It holds you tight.
Hey.
All right, I'm tired. You guys got the rest. Just imagine, guys, Dad and I used to do this on the 48-foot bins. When we were drying with the big bins, we used to have to level the 48-foot bins. This one's only 27. But we're about as level as we can be. We're going to go outside now that we know the exact height. We're going to go outside and kind of measure how far up the wall we are, and just to make sure we've got enough to make a nice clean cone. We've calculated that we've got 1, 2, and we're halfway up that third ring. So you take out that half a ring, you take out this half a ring with the floor. So we've basically got 2 full rings of corn, which should give us at least 7-foot sidewall. And if our math's correct, we only needed about 6.5 feet of sidewall. So we should be good for our cone. Well, got a couple things sorted out with the electricians. Make sure we get all of our security lights, bin indicators, controls, all the safety features that we need on that bin so that we can't overflow it, or don't overflow it, let me put it that way. There's always a way around it if you wanted to. Just got word from Dad as well that combine's all checked over. He's about to fire it up. Let's get to shelling some corn. And I have arrived at my chariot for the day. This is where Mom gets nervous when she knows she's being watched. First load's on the truck. Well, you can hear it hitting the overhead. All right, we got the dryer reloaded and she is heating up. Because we're running about 22.5% corn right now, I've upped my temps to 210 and 180. Hotter temps just allow me to run it through a little faster and try and keep up with the combine a little bit better. Well, we've been running smoothly. You can tell we got a nice pile of corn in here. Time to get some of these doors shut. But unfortunately, we've got trucks lined up because, well, I'm dumping now. I've been waiting here for about half an hour. We've caught the overhead. We're trying to haul in more than what we're drying. We are patiently waiting for this wet holding to be done. If only I could leave it open that much the whole time. But that's about it. And this is what happens when the overhead gets full on you and you're in there checking dryer samples. You fill the pit up a little bit too much. I was finally able to get unloaded. Probably sat there for about an hour. And unfortunately, Kyle's pulling onto the dump now and Dustin's sitting waiting as well. So realistically, Dustin's probably got close to a 2-hour wait just to get dumped. And spend a couple days with us like this and you'll understand why we put in a 20,000 bushel wet holding. Because the efficiency of this is not efficient. Our dryer, and I don't know how accurate it is, but we're burning right now somewhere in the vicinity of 1,200 bushel an hour. And Dad, well, he's obviously not now because he's waiting on me, but when he's shelling at roughly 3,400 bushels an hour. So do you see the problem? And I mean, some would say, well, don't you need a bigger dryer then? And I mean, like, yeah, a bigger dryer would be nice, but until we're running the dryer that we've got 24 hours a day, we don't need a bigger dryer. We just need more wet holding in order to have enough grain stored up to get it through the night. Say the overhead's full and we've got 3 trucks loaded and we don't quit until 10 p.m. Most of the time the dryer still runs out early morning. So the increased capacity is going to give us somewhere to put more bushels to get it through the night. That way when we wake up the next morning and start shelling, hopefully the dryer will still be running. Well, I know more than pull up and Mom's already got me loaded. I am in no rush to get back because it's going to be probably a 3-hour round trip if I go now. So I'm just going to hang out here at the shop and get some other things done. One of those things being this strap. So we've got we've got one on order, but I think I'm gonna try and rivet these together and see if I can't get a little more life out of that. So go get some tools to get that off, and I'm gonna guess it's a half inch. But I brought several sizes because if I only brought one, it's a guarantee I'd be wrong. Definitely was a half. So I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take a piece of this strapping, actually 2 pieces, one on each side, like this, and I think I'm going to try to put rivets through that like so. Okay, well that's what it looks like. It's got 2 strong rivets in it. It's not pretty, but it's not a permanent fix. It's just till the new one gets here. It'll at least keep my hood from rattling for now. Looks like Kyle just pulled in, so we're down to Dustin waiting on the overhead. So Mom is waiting on Kyle right now, but that finished this field. So at least Dad is working on end rows now. So it should slow him down a little bit. Maybe we'll catch up. Even when he's going slow, he's still running more than 1,200 bushel an hour. This is being a lot more difficult than it needs to be. All right. Well, no guarantees it will hold more than a mile down the road, but it's holding for now, and that's all that really matters. All right, second project, or second thing to do. I'm gonna go check some beans because it turns out that our electrician kind of needs us to switch to beans. Shut the dryer down for a little bit so he can tie some things into it. The only way that's gonna happen is if we switch to beans. So, all right. Nice thing about the Jeep is you can drive out in the middle of the waterway. Get you a little better look out into the middle of the field. Right off the bat, these look pretty darn green still. Holy cow, they're tall though. Pods are cracking. Beans are wet though. Those were chewy. And you get into areas like this, and you got green pods still. I don't know that this field's even ready. And the main reason I'm looking at this field specifically is because we were wanting to get this field off as soon as possible in order to get wheat planted. Because next July, August time frame, this 40-acre field is going to be one that we are going to pattern tile. So, in order to have this field open that time of year, we plant wheat on it. Well, I'm back, and I am really starting to despise that green light. I'm still here, so the load that you guys saw me pull up with just a second ago ended up being my last load, and I think that was around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Well, it is now almost 11 o'clock at night, and I am just now dumping Kyle's load and Dustin's load. So we decided, the heck with it, we weren't going to fight the dryer anymore. We had enough stacked up that it was going to run a lot late into the night. so we called it quits shortly after that load died down. The dryer's churning through it. It's been a couple hours since I've been over here. I've been watching it on my phone, but it's time for me to get a hand check. Alright, and once again I'm looking for that low 17 range. Beautiful. It's always reassuring. Basically shows that you've got it dialed in kind of where you thought it was. Well, while that back hopper, that truck unloads, I don't know if I ever really explained how a grain dryer works for you guys. So there are two holes horizontally all the way through the dryer. You've got your top plenum and your bottom plenum. And the grain is fed in through the top, and then there's channels down each side of the dryer that the grain flows. So the fans pressurize that hole in the middle, and then the only place for that hot air to go is out through the grain. These meter rolls down here at the bottom is what lets the grain fall through down into the unload auger. So the speed at which those turn determines how long that grain takes to fall through the dryer. And obviously wetter corn, you slow the meter rolls down, the corn cooks for longer. Or if it's drier corn, you speed it up and it can push it through pretty fast. It's a little loud out here, so there won't be much for me to talk about, but I'll show you a better close-up of the actual dryer. Your cavity up at the top plenum, there's your bottom cavity. The grain goes into that conveyor, and then basically you've got a left-hand channel and you've got a right-hand channel. The grain. And if you were here, you can feel this very hot, humid air coming out of this grain right now. The meter rolls right here, and once it comes in the unload, dumps into our legs, and we're currently dumping in this bin. Alright, well, the second truck's empty. All the corn is in the overhead. A final check came out to just under 17, so that's perfect. The only thing to do now is go home, relax, stare at my phone, and monitor the dryer while it cooks corn. So that's it for today. Wasn't a very exciting day, but hey, it was slow and we got acres covered. So that's the main goal around here. And just in case you guys didn't know, it takes 66 days for the average individual to form a new daily habit. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Find that thumbs up button, subscribe for us if you haven't, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.